What's going on YouTube? Ben here, Player.net, and this time around we're taking a close look at the KitVision Edge HD30W. Now before we get into it, let me just tell you this is part of a little deal, partnership, sponsorship, however you want to call it, with KitVision. So there's going to be a lot more footage coming up using this camera and a few different things that you guys will see over the course of some time as we get the plan rolling. Now, starting off, as you can see, it's very well packaged. I mean, there's some thick plastic up there. This thing is not going to get damaged, even though it, as an action camera, it is meant to take a little bit of a beating. But nice packaging is always great to see. As we can see, right on the front, it has built-in Wi-Fi, which will also allow you to go ahead and hook it up to your Apple or Android device and control it right from there. You'll be able to view the videos and different things on there. I haven't had a chance to look at the full application, so I don't want to say too much just in case. But yeah, the applications are always handy. You should be able to control it, watch the clips from there, and maybe even do a little bit of editing. But we'll take a closer look at the application in the near future when I do the full review on the camera itself. Now, as this is an action cam, this is their top of the line one. It does full HD recording, 1080p at 30 frames per second, or you can opt to go for 1080i at 60 frames per second. So that's very good. Clarity should be good quality. It does 8 megapixel photo mode, which is great. It has a 175-degree ultra-wide angled lens, so it can capture as much of everything as possible. And it is also waterproof up to 100 meters. And I don't have any need for the waterproof part of it, really. I mean, I'd love to go scuba diving, but I don't know where I'm going to do that where I am. So, but maybe in the future, we'll see. Moving along, on one of the sides, we of course have the specifications. It mentions things that it can, it's capable of taking a micro SD card up to above class 6 that are up to 64 gigabytes. Of course, it's not included. You'll definitely want to, my personal recommendation is get a class 10 or get one of the best ones you can that way, because as I said, if you're opting for 1080i at 60 frames per second, your micro SD card needs to be able to take the information in that quick. It needs to be able to handle it. You don't want to get out somewhere and have all this footage to capture and have it come down to your SD cards a pile of rubbish so it can't keep up. It also has a 10 times digital zoom, G sensor, image 180-degree turnover recording, 10 frames per second fast shot mode, which is probably like, you know, runners running across the finish line and go ahead and do like a little burst mode, hopefully, something like that, I would imagine. It says it's got a built-in high-quality microphone. Of course, we'll be doing a test on that for the review, along with the video and photo tests and all that type of stuff. But yeah, the file format it exports at is MOV. For photo, again, 8 megapixel. It does, yeah, the single shot, the fast shot, and you can also do the time shooting, which is you set the timer for like whatever interval it has, say 10, 20, 30 seconds, and you can go run over and get your arm around your wife or something and get yourself a nice little selfie type looking picture over the coast or something, who knows. Onto the back of the box, a bit of description here, or a bit of something to read. Your heart's beating faster, just a little story behind the Edge HD30W, I would imagine. And then of course on to the final side, and it lists our box content. And now one of the good things about these KitVision cameras is they come with a lot of content. They're trying to include everything you need in the box. They really don't want you to have to try to buy too many accessories, though I'm sure you can. I'm sure they will definitely sell you some if you need to. But for the most part, they've gone ahead and included a bunch of stuff in the box. So let's go ahead here. If I can figure out how to get in here. You know, these companies, they sell you this stuff. Sometimes they don't always want you to get in a daggone box at the end of the day, though, do they? Yeah, like, see? I've already, hold on. Yeah, it's all right. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I'm up here ripping boxes and stuff. Bear with me for just 1 second here. There are a couple pieces of tape here. All right, and there's hopefully inside here we should have our box contents. Whenever I can get into here. Pain in the butt, but it does give you that little bit of security knowing everything's securely packaged. It won't get damaged. I'm not quite sure what these are. Little stickers, so we could go ahead and label things, up to 40 of them. There is Hue monitor, maybe anti-fog inserts or something. I'm not quite sure. We'll take a look at those in a second. We of course have our user manual. Let's see what's in this one here. Oh, that looks like that's actually the screen for it. Yeah, that's one of the screens. We'll put that to the side there. As you can see, all this stuff is well packaged. A little bit too well sometimes. There we go. Yeah, that looks like the cover for our screen. Yeah, you see how oops, yeah, helps if I put it in the camera, doesn't it? You see how that fits in there? Nice little cover, boom. We'll figure out how to put all this together. We of course have part of one of the screws here for the clip, as well as a little wrist strap type thing. USB charging cable. There's going to be a number of little clips and brackets, so we can go ahead and get this set up how we need to. So there should be another one here. Yeah, as you can see, this kind of more like a tripod style one, freestanding. Maybe you can go ahead and set that on top of the desk or whatnot. That is probably going to be a lens cover cap right there. Of course, it's got a little string on it, so you can go ahead and attach it to the camera, so when you take it off, it just hangs there. It doesn't actually fall off. Now, we're still, they've got all kinds of stuff in here. There are a couple more pads for it. These are, if I recall, these are like the little sticky pads. You can go ahead and stick them down to something and then slot the camera in here. So that way you can stick it to a helmet or a desk or what have you. There's also in this bag, as I mentioned, there's a load of accessories included. This appears to be our battery, hopefully, and that looks it for that part of the thing. Now I'm going to do my best to figure out how in the world to get the actual camera out. I can see a piece of tape going around it, but it doesn't look like it actually wants to come off or anything. I'm not. Hopefully, we'll take this here. Get it out of the way. We don't need to see that. Yeah. There we go. A little bit of tape. Box opens. And no, the camera is, oh my. The camera's actually still, I'm still not quite sure. I'm still not quite sure how to get it out, so we'll take a look from here. I see there are some screws in it. Might have to kind of figure out, get underneath it and remove those or whatnot, or yeah, because I can't even. But yeah, that's it. As you can see, it's quite nice in the protective casing and all that. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna get this out, clean up, and we'll take a closer look at the actual camera itself. Alright, so here are what I would consider to be most of the main components that make up the camera that you'll need. Now, as you saw, I had a bit of trouble getting the camera off the top of the box. In the end, I did manage to get this piece to screw counterclockwise. It can, because it was in here like that holding it. I managed to get it out and it let me have the camera. Now, first things we'll notice on the cameras, of course, it is protected in nice heavy plastic. And this is due to it being waterproof up to 100 meters. If you want to go ahead and get in the camera, over on this side, you'll see a thing it's got a couple of arrows on it. You just kind of pull it up, release the clip, and it opens up. And then we can take that out. That's just a little protector thing for the prongs there. We'll just set that aside to a moment and we'll take a closer look at it in a minute. Now, as we can see here, this is the, of course, the back of the camera, where you can go ahead and take the battery that come with it. You can go ahead and we can pop that into place. And we can also go ahead and get our screen out, and we can go ahead and pop it on here if we want. Now, of course, you don't need the screen to use the camera. That of course comes in handy, like if you're putting it on top of a helmet or a bike or something. You don't really need the screen because, you know, you might not be able to see it anyway, so it just keeps down on the size and things you have to bring with you. But if you do want to use it, as you can see, pops on, nice little LCD screen there. There are a couple of LED indicators over here. On the top there's a plus and minus button, a couple, a left and a right, and an OK button, so we can go ahead and get through some of the features on the screens, get things set up. The camera itself actually has what appears to be a bit of an LCD display here, and then it has the photo and record buttons and power buttons there. It looks like if you hold the two of them together, it'll turn the device on once it is charged up. But like I said, things like that we'll cover more in the full review. Now on to the bottom, there's a little button here, so we can go ahead and, appears to me we can lock the battery in place. And then there's also another hole here for, it looks like we can go ahead and get this installed on a tripod or some of the attachments that come with it. On to the other side, there is, on the main camera bit itself, there is a little flap that we can open that reveal the mini HDMI and mini USB AV out, and the micro SD slot, which again takes up to a 64 gigabyte, needs to be class 6 or above, and of course it is not included. On the front here, we of course have the nice 175 degree wide angle lens. There's a button here. Maybe to tell, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you, to be honest, at the moment. We'll have to take a look at that in the review. Like I said, it's a quick unboxing. A couple more LED indicators here. And then there are some switches here. We can go ahead and turn the Wi-Fi on and some of the other options. And again, I apologize. We will cover that more in the in-depth review. Now, one thing you will run into if you do decide and opt to put the screen on is if you want to put it back in the case, and you'll be like, well, what in the world? It doesn't fit. That's of course where this part comes in. Now, to take it off, all you do is you need to get on the one side here, as we can see, and if you just bend it down a little bit gently, it just comes right off, and then the new one fits into place. We can go ahead and put it on there, and boom. Now we of course have our screen on there. There are the main buttons we need on the waterproof side of the case. We have that green one from the front there. We of course have the record and video buttons, which again, you hold them together and it should turn the device on once it is charged up. And that is pretty much it for this. This is just a quick look overview. I'm of course going to do a bit more in-depth review. I will go ahead and take some video, some pictures, we'll do an audio test, and we'll just check it all out and see how well the KitVision Edge HD30W stacks up compares to the other cameras. So I'm looking forward to getting started, testing this. So please check back in the future for the full written review. More videos to come. Like I said, I'll be using this hopefully for some vlogs and record other unboxings on other products and stuff, so it should be getting a lot of use. So yeah, check back. As always, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that goodness, and I'll see you guys soon.